The record number of Americans taking advantage of early voting across the country. Millions of people mailing in their ballots and finding hours-long waits at the polls. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more. Stephanie, I heard people here in New York waited 4 hours to vote yesterday.
They sure did, Eva. Here at Madison Square Garden, this is the first time it's being used as a polling site. Workers told us that about 1,000 people were lined up, ready to vote before the doors even opened. And that was yesterday morning. A truly historic site here across New York City. But states across the country saw a record number of people from different backgrounds of all ages out with a plan to vote.
This morning, a historic moment for the 2020 election. At one of New York City's premier venues, long lines snaking around the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, while marching bands drum up excitement. This is the first time early voting has been allowed in New York in a presidential election. Many voters waiting hours outside arenas, museums, and precincts, determined to make their voices heard.
Before you came out here, were you guys just like determined to stay in line for however long it took in order to get your vote in?
Days if it had to be.
And why is that? Why is this election so important for you?
It's the most important election of our lifetime. We have to save the country.
This wave of enthusiasm sweeping across the city.
I've been waiting about 4 hours. I'm voting for Trump because I believe that he's trying to change some of the system.
In states reporting data, an unprecedented 57 million ballots have already been cast. That's more than 40% of the total votes counted in the 2016 general election. ABC News correspondents fanning out across the country to talk to voters.
I'm Zoreen Shah here in California. We're here in Los Angeles where voting is taking place this weekend. We're here at the Staples Center, open for early voting for the first time.
I have family members that never cared about politics in their entire lives. They are voting.
For all of the 225,000 people who cannot vote today because of COVID, for the Breonna Taylors and the George Floyds of the world, I feel like it's really important that I do it and that I do it early.
I'm Ellen Lopez in Marietta, Georgia. The line of voters wrapped around this voting precinct. More than 2.6 million Georgians have already voted. That is more than double than just 4 years ago.
I feel like we have the tools in place to prevent COVID, but we don't have the tools in place to prevent voter fraud.
I do care about things. I do care about how our country is progressing.
We're here in Fairfax County, Virginia, at one of the busiest of 14 early voting satellite locations. They tell me the average wait here has been about 2.5 hours.
I think with the pandemic, we have no idea if we would get sick and be able to vote on November 3rd.
Incredible turnout to see these lines. I've never seen this before in my life.
6 states, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia have had more than 1 million votes cast in person.
People are energized. They are fired up. They want to have a say in their government. They want to build a government that is reflective of their values and a government that is reflective of the people it seeks to serve.
And there is still time to vote. There are 9 days to go before Election Day here in New York City. As far as security goes, the NYPD says at least one police officer will be positioned at each of the city's 88 early polling sites. Back over to you guys.
Those early turnout numbers, incredible. Thank you, Stephanie Ramos.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.